everybody. This is Mohammed. You might recognize him from the second masterclass.
Yes.
So Mohammed is now, I believe, in a different country, which is exciting.
Yes, I'm back in London.
Yay! Mohammed, what other fun facts can we find out about you today? If you were an animal, what animal would you be and why?
I've never really thought about that, but I've always liked the idea of being a lion.
Good choice. King of the jungle.
King of the jungle. And it's not really because they're kings of the jungle, but I think it's more to do with the fact that they seem to do a lot of just sitting around and waiting, and somehow they make it look quite majestic.
That's very true. Yeah, a more impressive version of a sloth.
Yeah, if you want to think about it that way.
Well, Mohammed, what are you going to be teaching us today?
Okay, so today I'm going to share with you some tips about how you can approach acting and how you can create a character, especially.
Amazing. Exciting times. What is the Kickstarter activity for today?
There's a few things I would like you to do. The first thing I would like everyone to do is to try out a tongue twister. Okay, so a tongue twister is I'm sure some of you might have come across a tongue twister, and it is things like Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. One of my favorites, she sells seashells by the seashore. And another one that is quite familiar to everyone is how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Yes, so you can just Google, go on any search engine and type in tongue twisters. There'll be a whole slew of them. So just try it out. Okay, and when you're done with the tongue twister, the second thing I would like you to do is just very simply pause the video and think of a task you would like to do. So it can be as simple as going to the fridge to grab a drink, maybe make a sandwich for yourself, maybe make your bed, clean your room. You can go out and play in the garden. Just anything, a task, and then just do it. Do it for as long as it takes you to do it. So a tongue twister and a task.
Brilliant. So press pause and I will give you some clues of tongue twisters, where you can find them and what you can say. So tongue twister and a task. Press pause and give it a go. Amazing. Well, now we've done that, Mohammed, can we hear a little bit about your experience with acting? Maybe how you got into acting. Do you enjoy it? When do you act? Why do you act? Tell us more.
So here's the thing about myself. I love to act. I love acting, but I'm still very, very, very scared each time I have to go on stage. It's like I'm putting myself through a punishment. I feel when I perform. I actually enjoy rehearsing more because in rehearsals there's no pressure in a way, and you're just playing and you're having fun. But I think when you go on stage and there's lights and there's audience and just being in the space with everyone else who's just watching you, that still gives me the nerves. So how I got my start was that I went to drama school in Singapore. So I studied theatre arts. And then once I finished school, I did my military service, and then I went into acting. And I've been acting for over 10 years now.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Yeah. So you are well experienced.
Well, okay. but the thing I really enjoy about acting is really just this whole idea of being somebody who you're not. And one of the things,
I guess you don't have to have an audience to do that, do you? Because acting, you can act with no audience. You can be someone that you're not with no audience.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, one of my favorite things to do, and I like to pretend that I have just won an award. you know, especially in the toilet. You know, you're holding the shampoo bottle, putting it into your hands, and then it just feels like it's a Grammy Award, it's an Oscars, and you're just like giving an acceptance speech. And I think that one of my earliest stabs at acting. And then when I reached a point in my life when I was thinking to myself, what do I want to be? What do I want to do? And I thought I want to do so many things. And I thought, you know what? Let's be an actor. You can be a doctor one day. You can be a squirrel one day. You can be an
That's so
alien.
true. When you're an actor, you can be all of the other jobs one day at a time and just take your pick.
You can be anything you want. And one of the best things that I learned in drama school is that is something as I would say it's ridiculous, but it's quite funny to think about it. When you, as a person, as a human being, you can be a table, you can be a chair in a performance, and you just have to be the best table and the best chair that you can, which is quite fun. I mean, it took me a while to get used to that idea, but you know, once you got
That's
going,
acting.
yeah, that's acting. You see, so there's really no limits. There's no the only thing that will limit an actor is your imagination, which brings me nicely into uh, my three important points of what I think acting is all about. So you need to have a rich imagination. You need to be able to really expand your mind and really just go crazy. You know, like I said, when it was first put to me that you can act as a table, I'm like, really? And then you just like, you know what? Yes, you can. You just have to imagine. You know, it's just like if you imagine you're a cat, you can imagine being a
Yeah.
table. You know?
Yeah.
So having a rich imagination is very important. The next point is enjoyment. You really have to enjoy what you're doing. It might seem a tad confusing because, you know, when you hear the word enjoyment and the word enjoy, it usually means having fun and something that's positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I've discovered as an actor and when I'm acting is that even when you are doing something that is not fun, for example, if you have to, you know, if a scene is sad, you know, and it's a moment that is a little bit emotional, even then you have to enjoy doing it. Enjoy that sadness, enjoy whatever you're feeling, and then everything happens naturally and it becomes
So I guess it's not you
better.
feeling it. It's not you feeling sad. It's your character feeling sad. So
Yes.
you can enjoy your character feeling sad
Yeah,
in a
it
strange way.
is quite a confusing
It is
thing
confusing.
to understand, but I think once you start doing it quite often, you will start to grasp the meaning of enjoying the scene, enjoying acting, um, whatever it is,
Mm.
whatever the scene is, right? And the last thing that I would like to say to everyone is I really love the idea of playing. So there's a sense of fun in everything that you do. Every time you act, think of it as you're playing. It really is that idea.
Mm.
Acting is playing. It's really just going out there and trying things, falling down, crying a little bit, and then laughing because you cry, and then get up and try it again, try it again, and try it again.
Brilliant. They're really good top tips. Thank you so much, Mohammed. Do you have a quick fire create for us?
For today's session, this is really kind of like the start of you learning how to act. I've chosen a very simple approach to how we can approach the whole idea of acting and performing this play. So I have chosen an approach where we focus on the body and the voice. Okay, so because these are two of the most important instruments for an actor. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to focus on the body. And part of the body is the appearance of a character. So this is one way how you can create a character. So we are kind of creating a character from the outside, creating the outlook, going in deeper a little bit later. So the first thing you do is I would like you to choose a character that you like or you'd like to play in the play that you have written. Okay? And once you have that character, I would like you to close your eyes for maybe about 10 to 20 seconds. Think about how this character would look like. Okay? What would the character wear? How does he sit down? How does he walk? How does he stand? How does he look at people? Okay? You can write down words to describe how this character might look like, or you can draw. It's up to you. Okay, so just take a few minutes and do that.
Teacher's top tips.
Okay, so my top tips is I'd like you to think of acting as doing a task. Okay, because acting comes from the root word act, and to act is to do. So whatever you do whenever you're acting is you're doing something. Whatever you're saying, you're communicating something. So think about it like that. Then it becomes less intimidating.
Second top tip.
All right, so the second top tip, and this is a fun one. I want you to start to observe the people who are around you. Observe your family members, observe the people you meet outside. And the reason why I'd like you to observe people is so that you can try to understand how humans behave. Everybody behaves differently. And not just that, you will start to pick up ideas on how to play certain characters. And it is going to be so much fun when you start observing people. And my last top tip is whenever you're performing, whenever you're acting, and especially if you're in a scene with someone else, listen and be present. So what do I mean by that? When I say listen, it really means to really understand and hear what the other person is saying and to respond. And being present is about being in the scene with that person, being in the world with him and supporting him or her, and just being alive to the whole situation. Because a mistake that actors often make is that they only come alive when they are speaking.
So you're not really responding, you're not reacting to what the other person has said. Yeah, so reacting instead of just saying your line.
Yes, yeah, reacting. Thank you so much. I think reacting is very important. So you have to listen to the whole thing that the other actor is saying and then reacting to it and then responding with whatever your next action is.
Brilliant, amazing. Thank you so much. They are really, really good and helpful tips to remember when you're acting or acting and reacting to something. Okay, exciting time for the big project. What are we going to do for the big project, Mohammed?
Okay, so for the big project, it links back to what we did earlier. So you've had your drawing, or perhaps you've written down a list of what that character might look like. Now we're going to the voice. But before that, what I would like you to do is I would like you to raid your house, go around, look in your wardrobe, look in your parents' wardrobes, anybody's wardrobes, find things that will help you to create this character. Find clothes.
You know what they could even do, Mohammed? Last week there was a costume design workshop. So they might even have some of their costumes that they made.
Yes.
That they could put on.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah. So if you have created a costume, put it on, look at yourself in the mirror, see how it looks like, and then try to go into the mind of this character that you see in the mirror. The way it's dressed now, how it looks like now. And once you are in the mind of this character, I want you to start speaking. Okay? And the first thing you should do, this is very simply, depending on what time of the day you're watching this video, try and say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the people you meet in the house as the character. Just go around, say it a few times, say it in different ways, try different things. And once you get the hang of it, start speaking to them. Go beyond good afternoon, good evening, and start having a conversation with them. Try it out for a few minutes. It might freak them out. It might freak yourself out, but I think it'll be fun.
Brilliant. That is an exciting big project idea. Okay, so pause the video and give it a go. Roses and thorns.
Yes.
Mohammed, what are the roses and the thorns to look out for when we are acting?
Okay, number one, I think as an actor, you shouldn't overthink. There's a fair bit of thinking that you have to do before you create a character, before you go on stage. That's a given. But I think sometimes a mistake that actors like to make is they think too much. They worry about things that they shouldn't. Okay, I think about the basic things. Think about things like how this character might look like, how this character might walk and talk, and think about this character's mindset and what the emotional state is. And then after that, it's all about doing it. It's all about trying it out. Because sometimes when we think too much, it lessens our ability to act. It lessens our ability to do things. Number two, and I think this is very, very important. It is always very, very important to engage your whole being that's on stage. Everything.
So like your body and your mind and
Yes,
your
your body, your
emotions.
mind, everything has to be engaged. Sometimes actors are very good when it comes to speaking. Like they speak very well, but it is just a voice, and there's no thought behind the voice. There's no emotion behind the voice. The body is not engaged. I wouldn't say that is good acting. So everything has to be engaged, right?
Okay.
Your whole being. And the last thing I would like to say is be brave. Just go out and try something. If it doesn't work, try a different way or try it again, and keep doing it.
So that's a rose, is being brave and just trying things out.
So it's about being brave and always picking yourself up when you fall.
So just keep trying.
Just keep trying. Keep going for it.
Really, really good tips. Thank you so much. And the final thing is their mission to take home with them. Do you have a mission for them when it comes to acting for their big project?
Yes. Okay. So the mission that I have for you is I would like you to create a character diary, what I would call a character diary.
Okay.
So what you've done earlier, whether with the drawing or the description, I would like you to keep in the character diary, and I would like you to I would like you to create a world for this character. How old is this character? Where he or she is born? Or if you're a table, where was the table made? Maybe it's in Sweden. Think about what this character's family might be like. Give as much detail as possible for this character. Okay, and then use all this information to make your character even more interesting, because you have created such a rich backstory for this character. So that's task number one. Task number two is, after you've created this world and this backstory, I would like you to write a letter to another character in the play. Yeah.
Cool. So writing a character diary.
Yep.
And writing a letter from the character that you're playing to another character.
Yes.
They're really, really good missions. And maybe if you had some time and wanted to, you could even write a character diary or a character background list for lots of different characters as well, if you wanted to.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Mohammed. That was some really, really good tips and a really, really great lesson. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and send us your bits of work. Tag us on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll have a go and see if we can get back to you.